and welcome to Roll the Damn Dice. In this, our penultimate episode before next week's season finale.
Ooh!
Who's going to die?
Unless you're on YouTube.
Unless you're on YouTube.
Unless you're on YouTube, then
or
you know
podcast.
you wait for some fucking time. I don't know.
Then you've got 4.
We are sponsored by Critic UK. They have made this wonderful DM board. They made loads of the dice that we have. What's the new set called? Spirit of the Dark?
Spirit of the Dark.
Spirit of the Dark, which is an amazing, gorgeous, beautiful set. So go and check that out, as well as chili bottles and all sorts of table gaming accessories, dice trays, so many things. Just use the code RTDD10 and you'll get a little discount off your products, and we will be very grateful, and you'll be happy because you'll have new things. I will recap where we are so far from the very beginning of the season until now. I'm not doing that. I will recap where we are currently, but before I do that, I'm going to do some introductions. I'm not going to do them, they're going to do them themselves. Connor!
No.
Yes,
you can now.
Okay, cool.
Right. I realised I didn't have everything set up. Hey, I'm Connor, the most prepared DM in the world, as you can tell. And I'm the DM. I'm a DM. I just said it 3 times, so it's true.
Hi, I'm Moa. I'm playing Lilli, Lyxa, amberfaff, Murnig. She is a druid, gnome, circle spores, and I've been at a hen do this weekend, and I've just spent 7 hours in the car trying to get back from Cornwall because it was a really good idea to drive back home on Jubilee weekend, but it's fine. I'm totally ready to play.
Connor's angry with 1/3 of his cast today.
I'm not one of them for a change.
I'm gonna be great.
I'm Paul. I'm playing Lord Torin Darr, and I feel great. I'm refreshed, having a good time. So when I cock this up, I've got nothing to blame.
I'm happy for you.
I'm Joy Amy, and I'm looking at a camera that is not there. It's there because I'm sitting in a different seat and I'm used to my camera being there. Hi, I'm Joy Amy, and I am playing the High Elf Bard Locticus Frayne. And I'm very excited because my friend sent me a couple of dice bags that she'd made. There's a Doctor Who one as well, but this is...
She didn't send you both of them?
No, she sent us. She sent me and Paul.
One of them's yours.
One of them's mine. One of them's his. This is the Star Wars one, which is all rainbowy, and I'm very excited, and it's really cool. And I'm really sad that there's a very real possibility that Frayne might die.
Oh, and me. Hi. What have you got to say?
I just in my nonsense I forgot. So I work in weddings and events, and a bride and groom made this for me, which is a little mimic dice holder, which I'm very happy with. So thank you, Sarah and Scott. You really didn't have to. You're really lovely.
And if Sarah and Scott tell us who made it, if they want us to, we'll tell the world.
Never.
It's his secret. And I'm Stephen, and I'll be playing Lehane von Ryder Valencia, a half-elf monk who's currently bare-chested and wielding a bow. I could get very distracted with this episode. I'm mostly here as a tick boxing exercise. I'm not sure which boxes I tick, but one thing for sure, that's the only reason I'm here.
Stranger
Well,
things
that's
come
pretty harsh on the rest of us.
What, how cis-het and white you all are.
Excuse me.
And I'm Luke Robbins.
Oh, you are, aren't you?
Yeah, Luke decided a holiday, which is a really good time for now, for the penultimate episode.
I mean, we managed to move my cesarean so that we could play with the games.
They moved a baby for this,
Moved a baby,
Luke.
like, for the end of the season. Just saying, Luke. Just saying.
So yes, Luke will no longer be a cast member moving forward. We will all miss him greatly. He literally was the best of us.
We're holding auditions.
He's in the chat, apparently.
Yes!
When are auditions going live?
Auditions are live as of tomorrow. Make sure that you send me a headshot, an audio of 1 minute, and a nude. That's really illegal. Don't do that. So, last week we found ourselves in Crellins Wood, and some weird things have been happening to the creatures. there were redcaps that were all happy little gnomey things going to tend a wounded bear, but then they turned into vicious, cap-down, necrotic, bitey things, and then the bear came back to life with vines and stuff and managed to swallow Lehane. And when you killed a redcap, it fizzed and did lots of damage to anything around it. So we learn that the woods are now being really corrupted with some kind of dark magic, probably something to do with Callow's leaky mate, we reckon. So we have journeyed further into the wood where there is a epic war zone. We stood upon a cliff and just watched as the elves, specifically the Corellan elves, that's Frayne's lot, her kin, are trying to hold back this horde of like beastly, necrotic, weird creatures. And we got to a settlement where lots of elves are not in a good way. We gathered up some weapons. We have to get Frayne to her brother, Locticus, who is at the war zone himself. Yep. So we've decided to fuck about and find out as we charge into the war zone with very little health because we did not get the nap that Torin Darr so wanted us to have. If you only pushed harder, Paul.
No, we all know the harder Paul pushes, the more Connor retreats.
Digs in, yeah.
Connor is very unresistant usually. But no, he was feeling mischievous, much like tonight.
Oh,
Fell
shit.
wind blows upon the battlefield, and you wandered into it. My trap, my minions, my trap.
And can I say a big hello and get better soon to our lovely Ollie Chapman, because he's down with COVID at the moment. And
Down with the sickness.
He's down with the sickness. Which is a great song.
And his better half, Tony, has to stay with him, and she's usually with us, so we miss her too.
Yeah, so like we're down a lot of our tech team, and thanks Matt for doing the job of like
Three
three
people.
people.
COVID is so last year as well.
I know,
It's
right?
so unnatural.
So heterosexual to get COVID now.
In Pride Month as well.
In Pride Month.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that is basically homophobic.
It is. It is.
you used it properly, Paul. Are you really happy?
I'm convinced I did. I don't think getting a disease is... I mean, depends on the disease. But
Let's nip that one in the bud.
Now, I was about to start, but I think I should end it now. That was a step too far, perhaps. Well, what can I say? We're here, back again. Back at it again. As you left the encampment of very, very sick and poorly elves, with a lot of boo-boos and bandages, they were not very happy. Upon following a volley of arrows hitting some of these corrupted creatures, sort of 60 feet away, Captain Casarius of the elves led our crazy little group with a charge into battle, and in doing so, they burst forth from the keep gates into this dusty madness as clashing of swords and claw and gnarls and snarls of beasts. Fucking combat left and right. Everywhere you look, you just see blood and splatters, and it looks like the dust in the air is red. It's just thick with ichor, ooze, and dismemberment. Casarius leads you the best he can after this first wave of creatures fall, and points off into the distance, and you can sort of see just about the pass over there. If there's going to be any place we can get sanctuary, it's that place there. We need to get to it. Ow. So I am going to try a brand new mechanic, which I've not done ever before. So we'll see how this goes. It's from 4th edition, called the Skill Challenge.
4th edition.
Yeah, everyone's favourite. So Dustin from Stranger Things has issues with this.
I don't have issues with this. I just we've just been very much 5e so far.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're all bloodied and battered and boozed, and now you're introducing 4th edition mechanics. Yeah, why not?
We'll go to 1st edition and you'll all be dead in about 30 seconds. So be lucky when you go an edition back. So basically, the long and short of it is there are a series of checks that you have to pass. 7 successes will allow you to make your way through. 3 will be a dramatic, catastrophic fail.
Oh crap. Okay.
The likes of which you've not seen before.
We're only allowed 3
3 fails as a group.
We failed, right?
As a group.
3 fails as a group. The players have been sort of briefed on the rulings before the session started, because otherwise we'd spend about 20 minutes going through rulings and whatnots. If you'd like to know any more, drop us a question, send me a tweet or anything like that, and we'd be happy to explain. So, you just see this body of they looked like wolves, but a second mouth had started appearing at the back of their neck with a snout coming out. Their claws had sort of elongated to almost like arm length. They were sort of hunched over, sort of semi-corrupted, and they just fall in front of you. And after Santouris points out the pass is barely make-outable, it's sort of just on the horizon point. You're surrounded by madness. How are we going to get there, guys?
Are we gonna?
I think Torin would like to try a sort of to use the elves as a sort of battering ram shield wall,
Okay.
which he's happy to sort of be in the vanguard of.
Mm-hmm.
Just to absolute charge, roaring as he goes. So he's gonna. Oh, okay. Now, chaps, we have to get to that valley. You will follow me, shields together. We shall bash our way through.
And what skill are you using?
He's going to use athletics.
Athletics. So as you do that, they start banging on the shields. Roll me an athletics check, please.
Not one.
Not one.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
So I rolled a 16, and I can add
Yes.
8 to that. 24 points on that.
So as this rhythmic banging of their shields, Torin takes to the front of stepping aside. Even Santouris sort of moves to the side of you, allowing you to step forward. And do you know what? Would you like to narrate it, Paul? Would you like to give me a little...
Yeah, sure. So, so Torin is just roaring into battle. And there's sort of that glow of Corellan is sort of engulfing him. There's something within that he's almost parting not just people, but sort of the magicalness of everything that's happening. And behind him, there's sort of bodies are bouncing off him, and it just as this sort of phalanx of soldiers create this V through, it's just bashing body after body falling left and right, and they're getting some hits in as they go, but the main thing is just pushing through.
Excellent. So these creatures, and you start seeing that they're not necessarily one specific type of creature. There are fiends here, and there are these corrupted fey creatures, and it just seems to be a whole mess, a whole slew of things. You're hitting into like sort of quasits, like flying demons and imps, and then little like twig blights, and then these corrupted wolves, and it just seems to be this whole mess of creatures. And like, you're right, as you start splashing through, you take 3 points of damage as just this odd couple of hits get through, but you are battering them out of the way. Things start to jump forward onto your shield, and you throw them to the side, getting battered to the way out, and the people behind Torin, so the Fraynes and the Callows and the Huns of the world, you're not getting any of this at all. You're just seeing them get pushed down through this wedge of elves and dragon might.
That's fucking cool.
So as you make your way through, you see over to the left, sort of 100 feet away, maybe a little bit further, this group of elves are starting to summon from the ground. This treant starts appearing. Just as this collection of it start clawing at them, and it starts swatting them away in the distance. Who's next?
If the elves are summoning a treant, that feels very much your wheelhouse. You got something?
Treant?
Giant tree monster thing.
Oh, Oh!
an end, but without the Tolkien would sue.
So a treant.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It was spelt differently in my head when I heard the word. I got confused. I heard truant. Anyway.
Just a naughty school boy.
Just a really naughty tree. A shrubbery with an asbow.
So they get you your stuff. So the treants are being summoned by the bad guys.
No, by these elves.
Oh, by the elves.
Yeah.
Okay.
The treant's good.
Yeah.
Treants good.
The imp's bad.
Imps. I'm with
The
it.
treants, really bad. Don't want them treants going after you.
Lilli is gonna hone in on the treants and see if she can imbue them with more strength.
Okay.
Harness all the nature magic she has and imbue them with more strength so that they can just
Be stronger,
do
bigger,
their
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So
I guess
nature check.
Please do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hey, come on. Okay, 10, 16.
16. Okay, so you see there's a collection of elves. There's 3 or 4 of them trying to summon out this one treant, and they're struggling. It starts coming up, and Pitfine stuff away. No. These imps and quasits just start grabbing one of the elves, pick it up, and just tear it apart. And with a thud, it drops to the floor. But you sort of catch into the ritual before it stops. Your nature magic just pulls this treant out, and it's the last part of it steps out and it starts just whacking these creatures out of the way. It starts making its way over to the right, just cutting a swath out just before you. And it the third attack in its barrage just misses Torin in the front elves by an inch. It's sort of just absolutely attacking, and things start clawing at its leg, and it starts sort of getting dragged down, but is going down with a fight, and it just cuts this path through for you, this huge way through. And you see this on the other side, this crunch, and as the fight has been ongoing, rifts in the sky have been starting to just starting to peek open a little bit more, and they're being mirrored in the floor. Little cracks are starting to appear, little crevices. And as you're pushing forward, you start having to sort of hop not only over the bodies of elves and beasts and creatures and dismembered limbs, but also from the floor itself starting to give way, starting to get into difficult terrain territory. Stone that looks like it should be stone starts giving way into sand or into pits, and you realise that the floor itself is almost trying to stop you from getting to your destination.
Right, so Lehane will then push forward seeing this and will just sort of tap down on the shoulder, and he's like, if you let me lead the way, I can show you guys probably the best path to navigate this. And then he will step in front of Torin, have a quick flex, and just quickly take in the area he can see in front of him, and and then he will say, you don't have to deal with this much style though. And then he will just start jumping to the safe spots that he can navigate.
Okay.
A couple of handstands and backflips and stuff, but yeah, he's pointing out the path that is safest to travel, avoiding all of the dangerous areas.
Using a
Athletics?
Okay.
No, I didn't mean athletics, I meant acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics,
Yep.
he's being very acrobatical.
He's being very acrobatical.
Woo, that's 17.
17. Okay.
That noise.
Yeah,
I was like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's a crap roll, but I'm really fucking athletic, aren't I? Actually,
Acrobatic,
I'm acrobaticus.
So as you do the first roll, first step, you realise this is a lot trickier than you think it is, and you start jumping and bounding and flipping, and your foot nearly gives way several times. You are right on the cusp of this this terrain, and as you land the final one, the floor gives way and you start falling backwards, but manage to catch yourself just as this ravine starts opening up. It's not massive, it's maybe about 3 or 4 feet, but it's gradually getting bigger. You make it.
I make it, cool.
You do.
Just like that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So Frayne, who is currently in the middle of this particular throng.
Yep.
What she does is she does what she does best.
Yeah.
So what she's going to do is she's going to cast a minor illusion to push forward her own performance. And through this minor illusion, she's going to create an enormous sound that sounds like the voice of Corellin himself. That will appear like to all the elves as though they're being spoken to by Corellin, and it will be for the might and glory of Corellin, in order to kind of
Bolster.
G them up, and you know, and that's a performance.
I'm going to say
check.
I don't. Dare I ask?
That'll be my performance check.
Ooh, nice little religion.
Yeah.
Okay, so the roll is a 7, but I do have a plus 12 as a performance.
Bards.
So, as you create this huge sound, immediately you gain the attention of a lot of things on the field, like creatures and monsters alike, and you project this image forward, this much bigger version of yourself shouting, and you hear rallies and cheers from all across the battlefield. But this creature, this flying spined devil, just comes swooping down, and right at the last second, one of the elves jumps forwards and smacks it with the shield. It grabs the elf, takes it away, but protects you from the attack.
Are we at 4 successes?
Fuck, that was close. Yeah, we're at 4.
You've
We're at
lost
4.
one of the elves.
We've lost an
Oh, we
elf.
lost an elf.
Right.
My bad.
He fought well and bravely.
Still very loud.
Swords!
And not far away, you just hear this very unceremonious, just like, as it just crumbles to the ground.
Okay.
But from that, you've started picking out various different troops of elves. The rallying cheers seem to have put little pockets of resistance, little people that have banded together and created a little militia, actual people who are still fighting on the front lines. Things are getting bigger and quite a bit scarier, but you are starting to make up some ground. You're starting to see the pass coming forward. It's these two very large cliff face with a slim, narrow slit between them.
So Torin is now going to turn to Big and say, "Now, Big, we need to intimidate anything ahead of us. It's no good just bashing. They need to be terrified of us."
Do be thinking I can do what I do.
So I'd like to roll it for intimidation at advantage if I can.
You-
Torin's running ahead with this enormous giant behind.
With Lilli on his back. He's a very intimidating figure.
You can because Big has intimidation.
Oh, cool.
So
I was lucky. He's got it. I didn't
Yeah.
check that.
Much-
So assumed.
much like my dad's bigger than your dad.
Yeah. Torin's fooling himself. He knows. He just called a Big forward. He knows it's Big that's scary, but he's in his head. It's him.
Okay, in that case, then, did you want to roll advantage or them to both roll?
Ooh.
Advantage.
Take the advantage, I think, yeah.
Okay. Probably wise.
It was wise. One of them was a 3. So I got 17. 23.
23. Yeah, please go ahead. So
Yeah, so they I mean, it is, again, they're sticking with this sort of V formation, and one of the guards has dropped back to give Big a space. So it's Big and Torin are pretty much next to each other,
Yeah.
just charging at the enemy, and you can just see these smaller fiends and stuff are just bricking it, and they didn't. I mean, with the smaller ones, they're now not even having to fight them because they're just not going to stand up to this sort of fire-breathing dragon and this giant.
So as part of it, Big picks up what you probably make out to be the leg of the treant, and just hurls it forwards, just this and with this eruption of cloud and dust, you just make through just roaring flames licking the sky.
Yeah, cool.
Ooh,
Lehane's
yeah.
actually cool.
Idea. Oh, can I go for my idea?
You could go for your idea. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So,
No.
seeing this beautiful sight in front of us, like all this cloud shoot up. So as you guys were charging forward, Lehane has just been shirtless. As some sort of tattooed porn star Legolas. He's got Frayne directly behind him because he's been told protect at all costs. So he's just firing off arrows to anything that comes even within 20 foot of them. And then he sees this cloud that Big has created, and he's like, that's our opportunity to get through to the pass. He's like, right, follow my lead. Less of the loud and less of the sparkles in the shinies, and we're just going to be quiet, and we're going to get through the clouds as fast as we possible to there. And he's going to get the guys to stealth through the cloud.
Okay.
Ooh, for a 25.
Ooh.
Oh!
Suddenly Big is silent.
Big's alright and stuff.
Is he?
Torin's.
Torin's in his armour.
Yeah.
Clank, clank, clank.
Back we go.
So as you make your way through the cloud, you start realizing the things in the cloud can make you out, can see. This is like as good as an idea. It totally was. Like you are using this cover, much like any tactician would have told you. But things are starting to grasp and grab. And can you make a perception check, please?
Do I want to?
This isn't a pass. This isn't a.
No. That's 13.
13. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
you
so,
start hearing you start hearing screams and yells from within inside the cloud.
Okay. Lehane would just, knowing that this is only a few seconds of opportunity, acknowledging that, would still just push forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so Frayne.
Wait, can I just check? Are we on 6 successes?
Yeah.
Doing well.
Come on, Frank.
Okay. So Frayne, also obviously sensing all these things that can see us in the cloud, and while understanding that stealth is obviously a really good idea, she's going to swing her loop round and place the gentle, it's almost an imperceptible noise, but you know, I'm speaking in her voice. You know how there's like these like CIA tools that play a particular note that makes everyone throw up
Oh,
or
like the
shit
brown note.
themselves.
Brown
The
note,
brown note.
Yeah.
So she would like to try and use basically
The Krellen's
try
wood
and
version.
find she would like to find the brown note for the creatures with an intimidation check.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, when I say brown, I mean they
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
an
to shit
intimidating-
themselves,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
the thing that like makes
Cool,
them want
yes,
to shit
yeah,
themselves.
it's making
So not
noise.
literally
The
throwing
brown-
up,
sure,
but it's
cool.
like
Yeah,
It's
it's a
using
version.
music to make such an
Like
unpleasant
a
noise.
mosquito, like the
Yeah.
actual
Like a
the
fuck.
kid the kid repellent sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we are. That's
Yeah.
probably better than.
Want to
Brown
shit them?
note.
I want to scare them shitless
Literally.
by playing
my
the
word.
G chord.
I mean, I could.
That is a really good way to use intimidation with Frayne's skill set.
That is a 27.
Woo!
Everyone shits themselves.
It was a nat 20. I think.
Everyone.
It was a nat 20. Everyone would shit themselves.
I was looking so good when this started.
I wish this armour wasn't semi-translucent.
And like a onesie. So suddenly the back is really opaque. And yeah, you make your way through the fog cloud, the dust. And I was going to take an elf away from you because of the roll, but because people shat themselves, he had fallen behind, he'd been grasped, and things were trying to drag him down. But this wail, this high-pitched frequency came out and just gave him enough time to scramble up after you and makes it through. You are just like sort of 100-yard dash away from the pass now. You see before you, it's quite looming. It's sort of, hundreds of feet, maybe 200 feet high. But it looks fairly safe. It looks like if there's a place in the war, in the battlefield, that would have any way of keeping you safe, it would be in here.
We're 100 feet away.
We are like last sort of sprint.
Is there something maybe like some plants or like things you can throw up to give us a bit more cover?
I've already used my nature, and could Lilli use? I would like to. I don't know how I could use it.
Don't know. You can use it. Then don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just.
Torin can go again if you want.
So we've got a 100-yard dash.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking like an insight or a perception to try and find like the safest way through almost.
Okay.
Or even no. Oh.
So as Lilli's having this moment to think, you hear this. And this huge ballista bolt makes its way not from the past but towards you. This giant arrow essentially comes descending down towards the party.
Right, so Lehane will quickly just shout out, chaps, do what I do, scatter, chaps! And basically he's
Family
gonna,
motto.
he's going to use all of his dexterity-based evasion tactics to kind of just show everybody exactly how far to move and where to jump to escape the impact of this. He needs a survival.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is 25.
25. You've got some key points left, haven't you?
I have some key points left, yeah?
Do you want to do something fun with it?
Do I want to catch the ballista and throw it back? I mean, if I'm allowed to, yeah.
What's up, dear?
What is it? It's like a massive
It's
great...
a big arrow. It's a big fucking huge arrow.
Big fucking huge arrow. Yeah, what I'm going to do is, I've given those guys the instructions on how to scatter, but I grab hold of big, and I was like...
Why am I being pulled a lot?
Yeah, I just said, right, you stay right here, mate. Stay right here. And the arrow's just coming literally towards, like, Big's face. And I was like, on my mark, on my mark, on my mark,
I don't
on my mark.
like it.
Grab it now! And then I'm going to channel my key point to deflect missiles through Big, and he's going to throw it back to where it came.
Okay, so as this arrow, this huge ballista bolt comes, this like 6.5, 7 foot ballista bolt comes flying towards Big. You are under him, holding his hands in one place. He puts his hands under you, flips you up. So you kick the ballista up, and it goes back into the battlefield, and you just see this huge sort of looming beast just take this as the arrow just penetrates through its right shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah. And I just spin, superhero landing.
And you take 4 points of damage from breaking your knees, you know. Superhero landing is not efficient.
I will take 4 points of damage because I was
Haven't you seen Black
cool.
Widow?
Yeah. Lilli, anything?
Can we use?
No.
No.
Skills.
Frayne has a
Skills,
thing
yeah.
if you don't.
Yeah.
So this is Corellin's wood. You know, this is her literal neck of the woods.
Yep.
And for the last dash, she will show everybody where they should be stepping.
Okay.
So it's a bit
Much
like
in the same
Lehane,
way.
except that she knows the terrain and the things to kind of leap off of to avoid. So I'd like to use a nature check, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm proficient in nature. That was so lucky because it was like it went
Nat
nat
1.
113. So that is my nature is +7, so 20 dirty.
20 dirty. So you're seeing less creatures, like less bestial forms, less fiends here. But what you're noticing is the floor is covered in shadows. And as you are trying to step through, these things just start appearing out wraiths and like almost like post-nuclear fallout, where there's the burn of a shadow of someone who was there.
Yeah.
They look like that. There are hundreds and hundreds of elf shadows that just start rearing up and just start clawing for Frayne as she's like making her way through, leading the party through. Frayne, you take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
As you manage to start successfully leading the elves through, it's almost like dancing. She's not jumping from point to point. It's like, okay, and then move as if the magic is sort of leading her through. You're very, very close. Lilli, do you have any?
Yeah, I really want to kind of protect rather than like heal. It's more of a protection of what it against the what's happening. I want to use medicine to kind of create a sort of barrier, just to create any sort of almost just weaken the attack of these shadows.
Okay.
Can I back it up with my Arcana proficiency?
If it were a medicine check, you could. The same.
No.
What if like you?
So, okay, make it a bit easier then. You see from the shadows of these elves, there are quite a few assumedly dead elves as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some that are sort of reacting slightly, little wheezers, little like pants. Could maybe use a medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't realise there were other beings at this point.
That's fine.
13 plus 8 is 21.
Okie doke. So you start. I'm going to let you decide. How would you like to.
So Lilli's gonna engage her circlet. Oh.
Okay, I was just going to say, with the proficiency that Lilli has, you can give or you can take. And if you wanted to create a barrier, you could take.
There's a moral question there, isn't it?
Oh, it's hazy. It's a moral maze. It's a moral maze.
No, Lilli's gonna give. She's giving. She's gonna engage the seed and bring it into her circlet, and is going to just sort of like ooze out her spores, and they're gonna sort of settle on anything that is still kind of within the grips of life.
Okay.
And try and just bring them up so that they can help us through the last stretch.
So these elves start making their way up, right? But even like with the role that you had and the sort of necromantic nature of your mushrooms, spores start appearing on some of the dead bodies as well, and they start being animated upright, just and start just lurching forward, creating this sort of wall of elves, like dead, reanimated elves, just protecting you guys from the shadows. Like things are just these creatures, these shadow elves, are just pulling parts of these reanimated bodies away from them, and they're still just slumping forward until they're just a torso, and then just an arm pulling themselves forward, just keeping you guys safe until you're right in the mouth of the pass.
Really made a zombie army.
But
I think we nailed that.
We did. No
Love
fails.
that.
It's not about the no
Love
fails
that.
thing, it was just how narrative it was. If
And
anyone would like to
We've
animate that for
gained
us.
troops.
Yes.
3
Nice.
elves from that. Yes, it stopped being a failure game after 7, but I just thought it was fun, and I just wanted to see how you guys did.
Well, that's why I panicked. I was like, but I thought we'd done it.
You had. You know, it's nice, isn't it?
But you can still start it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Not after 7 hours in a car.
After 7, what the fuck? So it's like, cool, let's go for 9. Let's go for 10. Fuck it, let's play. This is a new game now.
We only play 4th edition.
We don't. I'm
No,
sorry.
we
I'm
don't.
sorry, community. We don't. I'll never do it again. So, as you make your way into the mouth of this this pass, it's looming, and there's this huge shadow from each side, just passing, casting over this ravine.
And so we've just had a drill or something
Yeah,
going on. Our neighbours are doing DIY and stuff.
That's just a huge bee.
Massive bee.
Oh, I did not hear that.
And they probably didn't pick it up on the audio either.
No, they wouldn't have done.
So comment
We've commented on it. Foolishly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should comment if we all go, huh, apart from Moore, who couldn't hear it.
Well,
I didn't hear shit.
I heard it, but professional, mate. Carry on. I love you.
Shadows.
Outdoors. So yes, shadows are cast in this valley, this little ravine through the two passes, and you see above you that one of the tears are almost directly above this. It's one of the larger ones. It's definitely not the largest, but it's definitely one of the larger tears in the sky, rifts in the sky. And all of a sudden, it just starts getting quite cold. The temperature is definitely plummeted in the sort of darkness of this in this keep pass. Yeah. But there doesn't seem to be anything around immediately. Santouris. Right, roll call. How are we doing?
I've been better, but I'm alive.
Remind me next time in an awkward social situation, try and find that note again.
Done. I nearly lost myself then.
We cut a glorious swathe.
Torin.
If we don't make it, they will sing songs about us.
We did push a lot of them out the way.
I think you were excellently intimidating.
And you were very strong for a little one.
Well, thank you, Pig.
And you were very impressive as well. Zombie army.
Yeah, that was a byproduct that was not anticipated, but I have done it before, but it was less it wasn't quite like that.
Lilli, when we've got through this, I think me and you should have a chat.
When I try to stop the not kill, I end up doing the opposite, but like the extra opposite.
Lilli, if it helps, those elves were trying to help us when they were alive. I don't think they would have minded you using their corpses to help us, stay alive.
I hope
It's kind of the whole
Yeah,
point.
it's not like a
Yeah.
skelly nanny, is it?
No, no.
Maybe we need to have a chat.
And one of the elves that you sort of brought, not back, but sort of was on the brink, steps forward. She's a female clad in like just this leather armor, part of it's been chewed away. She has a great sword on her back. No, we definitely appreciate the help. I mean, we'd have been dead, more dead.
Oh, I'm just glad that you were there to help us as much as I guess I could help you. I don't know if it was a good thing or not sometimes.
I'm thankful for now, but we'll see how long this bloody war goes on for. Maybe it was better to have died.
We're going to stop it shortly, don't worry.
So
We
where's
have a plan.
We have a plan. Yeah, if we can get, we need to get to Leviticus Frayne.
Leviticus?
Yeah.
I was part of his front guard.
Oh wow. How's he doing?
Better than us, I think.
That's good to hear.
Bless
I
us
mean,
all.
not that I don't want you to do well. I just mean, that's my brother. I'm Locticus.
Locticus, Frayne. I thought my eyes deceived me.
Well, I know I look a little bit different. I'm not normally wearing all this, green stuff. I normally stand out a bit, but I thought on a battlefield that's probably not a good idea.
Probably for the best. And she just coughs in like a little bit. She goes.
Lily's gonna hurry up and she's gonna cast Goodberry, and hand her a few as she needs.
And she does something you haven't seen before. She sort of starts crushing it in her hand, almost to make a poultice, and applies it to her ribs.
Cool.
Produce a good
Any spare going, love?
Infinite Goodberry.
If this were Family Guy, there would now be a shot of Lilli not being able to stop
Yeah.
casting Goodberry and everybody drowning.
Oh, we need more cutaways.
We do.
Right. Leviticus was at Olamy Keep, which is It's like that, but on the other side of this little ravine.
Well, good. There's no one here. We should carry on.
So, get to Leviticus is a plan, but what's the plan?
We think we're going to be able to remove the thing that is causing all of these like abominations to happen. So the evil, we think we're going to be able to remove the thing that is accidentally causing it.
Basically, Frayne has got to get to the heart of Corellin with our mate Callow.
You've been very quiet, Callow.
Well, you know,
I'm kind of busy.
there's only so many voices going on in my head, and it's quite hard to do. Plus, you guys were doing it so. If you'd failed, I could have stepped in, But you did it really well. You should all be proud. I love
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Callow.
Don't thank him.
Thanks, Callow.
You're welcome, Lehane. Especially that big. You was good.
Okay, so has everyone got their breath back?
Yes.
Give or take, yeah.
Just about.
Casaris is.
Not that I was running, I was on Big's back the entire time, but emotionally speaking.
Oh, I mean, you had a ballista bolt coming towards you. Then, so you
Just hanging off of his shoulder.
Okay, we need fan art.
meditating.
Because also at the very last second, then suddenly appeared back flipping over and kicking the...
Ballista.
Oh, goodness.
That needs to be fan art.
Yeah.
Lehane kicking a ballista.
So, after he sort of attended to his men, the few that are standing, and the few extra that Lilli sort of brought along, the tag-alongs, the ragaband, so he steps forward. Right. Okay. We need to get you to the art. And we need to get to... I mean, do we go to the keep first, or we push straight through, or...
Well, I mean, the plan was to get to Leviticus first, so he knew just to hold on until something was coming.
I mean, knowing your brother, he's probably got a bit of a garrison there, to be honest. It might be the best chance we've got at pushing towards the art.
Anyone fancy meeting my brother?
Oh yes, I'm sure I'm gonna get on like a house on fire.
Well, no, but I'll come along anyway.
Oh yeah, you're probably in trouble.
Oh yes, I'm gonna tell him straight away, Callow.
Torin, if you could not, he's a bit shooty.
Yeah, I mean, he might not like you either.
He's gonna love me.
Don't know about that, mate.
I feel like whether or not he likes us at the moment is the least of our priorities.
Well, what I've heard about him is he's quite arrogant and quite highborn. I think we'll get on like a house on fire.
Oh my god, I'm going out with my brother.
UK, you're at disadvantage for the rest of the day.
You take 4 psychic damage to yourself.
Roll for...
roll for awkwardness?
Yeah.
Roll for test.
That's the joke I wasn't going to make.
Look, biologically speaking, you go for people who remind you of members of your own family because you want your children to be like you. Alright?
Facts.
Fact. Scaly,
Facts.
big, can breathe fire. Right.
Okay.
To Ulmi Keep then.
Let's go.
Right.
Oh, I was just starting to make a stew. He just brushes himself off and picks up. And you've noticed like a subtle but substantial drop in temperature, even more so. Even in the time you've been here, it's starting to get a little chilly.
Kind of wish I had a shirt now.
Yeah.
I can rip you one of my... I could make you one. Yeah, a square of my...
I'm sure I'll be out in the summer soon. I'm sure. Be fine. Be fine.
This is weird. This is not usual.
No, I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit.
Okay, then the quicker we move the better.
Yeah, I think so.
Keep your eyes peeled, men.
Right.
Okay.
Alright then. Are we, I mean, it worked pretty well last time, were we?
Same.
Okay.
Me and Big and I will take the lead.
Before we go, I
If
need
I
to
could
tell.
speak for you, Big.
Well, I mean, people are speaking for me anyway.
I'm so sorry, Locticus.
Thank you. Okay, it goes like this. And because Joy Amy's full of baby brain and can't do a full-on 10-minute rousing speech, Frayne stands on just like a little blob of moss, so she's a little bit taller than the rest of them, and gives the most exciting pep talk that you've ever had in your life. And if you've never had pep talk in your life, just watch a few cheesy films, you'll get one.
A Snow White Hope speech from Once Upon a
Oh,
Time.
yeah, there you go. One of those, or Bobby Singer calling you an idiot before you go into something to cast inspiring leader.
Yeah, of course. It's not the greatest pep talk in the world. It's a tribute. We couldn't after the fact we couldn't remember it, but it definitely
how many
was.
is it? Is your proficiency?
Let me just check.
Oh yeah, Big's
It
like
is.
Big's fucked.
So each creature gains 13 temporary hit points.
Ooh, spicy!
That has doubled his health.
Yeah.
I didn't know Big was that badly.
Big's like fucked.
Oh, it's big fun
Perhaps
fuck.
he shouldn't go at the front.
Yeah.
Biggest fuck fucked.
Big's got no arms.
Luke, you rock up, mate. You get to play your own character.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. Cool.
We started late, so we're gonna play on for an hour.
A little bit longer.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of the audience at home, so they know when they can go for a wee.
No.
I'm thinking of Joy Amy having to write a madrigal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap this up soon. We'll see where we are in the next episode. Just because I
So
know.
maybe aim for quarter to.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I mean, I can wrap soon if you want.
I mean, we're always weighing around anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very aware that some
Sorry.
of us have to be up super early in the morning as well, so I don't want to go too late.
We're just gonna do all our admin on.
Yeah.
Tax season's coming up.
Whilst this conversation
I know
is
it's not till
happening,
April, but
Lily's going to go up to Big and cast Goodberry again.
okay.
And yeah, she's just going to rub her hands together and sort of 10 more berries will appear, and she's just going to she's going to say to the group and say, listen, so I've only got 10 here and they do a little bit of good each. Anyone who's desperate?
I'll grab one, and if there's more going, I'll take more, but I'll take one for now. Thank you.
Save them for the other people, Lilli.
Big will take one for now.
Just the one?
These are great berries.
Do you want another one?
I mean, I don't want to.
Is it 1
take
point
from
of healing?
Yeah.
from other people if
But a
they
full
need
day's
them.
nutrition as well.
Yeah.
And they're vegan.
I'm very full.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put them, and she shoves them in her front pocket.
Dirty pocket.
In a
for the-
dirty pocket, but she does hand another 2 out to Lehane and sort of say, "Did you want some more?"
Yeah, do you know what? I like these. I feel like in the past there was a dream. Never mind. No, they're tasty. Like them.
You're scared of them now. So, yeah, and as this conversation's going on, you start feeling it getting chillier and chillier. Lilli, as you're having this conversation, you start seeing your breath. It's like, and just the others behind you start like rubbing themselves slightly just to keep warm. The only person who's not really affected is Big. Who just seems to sort of relax into it a little bit. But it starts getting really like sub-zero now. Like,
Fuck, this is colder than back home.
really, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Should we push on? Because to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah, let's get out of here.
frostbite's not a way to go, is it?
No, let's carry on. How far does it look to the end of the valley? And can we see?
Yeah, it's a bit twisty and windy, but it doesn't look to be super far. It's maybe 20 minutes, something like that. It's an average, Just
Suggest we jog.
I doubled on that because it's fucking freezing. I'll be honest.
This is not right. Okay. Quickly then.
Let's go.
Right, are we jogging, dashing?
We're jogging.
We're jogging. We're gonna get the
Jogging.
blood pumping.
Callis starts doing like calisthenics. Just like, right, don't really do this. When you got time at your fingertips, you don't have to sprint very often. It's been about, well, I don't know how long since I've had to. Okay. Right, let's go.
Right.
Lily will do some stretches, and then she'll just like tap on Big and say, "Hi." hi, and request a lift.
One lift per berry, I think. Can I?
Aw.
Oh, yeah, go for it. And she'll just like put her arms out like a toddler, just sort of like wanting to get picked up.
Puts you over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she'll like grab hold of,
Luke,
of his shoulder.
Next session, Big needs to make like a Lilli pouch.
Like a saddle.
Yeah.
It's just a hood for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been thinking, Torin saying this is your. I think perhaps we shouldn't tell your brother about the kidnapping. He might take that badly.
I second that. That's alright.
If he's fighting a war, I think the last thing he needs to know is what's going on with his parents. Like,
Honestly, yeah. Let's skip past that bit.
To
As
be,
far as you're concerned, they're safe.
to be honest, by the time he gets home anyway, you know, they're going to be scot-free. Fuck, it's cold.
We should hurry up.
I mean, we're all
Can-
moving, right?
Yeah, you're all
yeah.
like jogging.
Yeah.
Helen starts getting out of breath quite quickly, but
guys, like, if this all goes south, yeah, or like if it goes south for me, like, could you get a message to the outside world? Because I quite like someone out there to know what had happened.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit on the morbid side, but
Well, yeah, but
I reckon so.
I mean, buddy, if it goes south, I think none of us are making it to the outside.
yeah, one of us does.
Oh, they shall write songs about us.
Not if no one knows what we did.
What is it that you wanted to tell us?
I just want my brother to know, like, where I am and what happened.
Can you roll con, please?
Con?
Yeah.
Oh. 18.
Okay. As you're having this conversation, ice is starting to build up on you. Like just around your torso and midriff, the places that aren't actively flailing and moving.
Or
I
covered.
put my core into my jogging. Thank you.
Around your pectorals.
Yeah. Maybe I need to borrow a shirt, possibly.
And as you look at some of the other, Caesarius is starting to get frost through his up his face. It's starting to move around his body as well.
Or a fireball. Anyone got a fireball? A fireball would do.
No fireballs.
I'm out of fiery.
So it's just the elves that are.
It's starting to get very cold, but the elves are, well, particularly this one is not wearing a shirt.
Yes.
But the others are quite lowly dressed as well.
Can Lilli do an insight check
To what?
to see if, maybe it's perception. I want to see if she can notice that it's the elves that. Well, no, actually, no. It makes sense that they would be. Never mind.
What are you trying to do?
Well, I just want to. I want to see if she can see if Frayne is also being affected in the same way as the other elves are being affected.
Okay, roll a perception.
16.
Okay. So it doesn't look like Frayne is.
No, 15.
Oh, okay,
15.
fuck that, take that back. Yeah, it doesn't look like Frayne is, but as you sort of trying to figure out why, her armour, made by Big, is a little bit more insulated.
Okay.
Will Lehane notice this as well, possibly? Actually, no, Lehane's just going to go over to Big anyway and just be like, you got any?
I can give you a cuddle, but I mean, we'd have to stop for me to make you a shirt.
Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna run real close to you and just.
Do any of the sort of zombie things
The-
have clothes on?
The zombies have stopped, but the elves that are alive are, I mean, they're starting to look. They have armour, but obviously bits of it have been torn. The bits that have been torn are starting to build with frost as well.
Torin would like to divine sense, just to see if he can work out where. I mean, Frayne said a lot of times, "This isn't right. This isn't right," and Torin's finally got into Torin's thick head.
Maybe it's not right.
And he's trying to work out where it's within 60 feet. He should be able to tell if
Type
there's
of
a sort
creature.
magical source. Yeah.
No any location of celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, there are no celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet.
Torin's going to carry on doing it.
No, there aren't. No.
I mean, it
I
lasts
had to
for-
think about that.
it
Well, I was like, is Frayne undead? But
Yeah.
no, she's not.
No, she's not undead.
it lasts. I think it lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
No, there's nothing. But as you're plunging in, and then can you all start making me con saves, please?
Me as again,
Ah,
Yes. You're at disadvantage this time.
because I'm nippy. That's 12 for me.
13 for Lilli.
Oof. 12 for Torin.
4 for Frayne.
For Frayne. So you all start glaciating. You'll start frost build up. Your limbs start feeling sluggish, and Torin and Lehane actually. This feels very familiar to Big. Having been close to him in combat when he's used his new ability, it feels a lot like that.
Oh, mate, is this something to do with you?
So yeah, half movement speed for the lot of you, and you are starting to freeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't be doing nothing. And he seems to be okay. He seems to be quite like this is okay for him.
Like I know you come from just north of where I come from, but this is like insane even for that.
Well, I mean, I've gotten quite good with the cold recently. It's more of a state of thinking than it is. I mean, it helps to have nice clothes on, and you don't.
Yeah. You've all got they've all got clothes on, mate, and it's killing everyone.
It's not me.
Well, no, it's not you, but like, do you know
Do you
something?
recognise it?
No, I don't. This is no. And he's sort of pondering it, like. But Callow is also starting to just slow down a little bit, and he's flickering. It's like something is trying to resist the slow on him, but he's like there's frost build up and then thaw, and then frost build up and then thaw. Oh, okay. No, don't like this at all. Nope.
Is Torin thinking this is some sort of magical spell? Some sort of check.
Can do an Arcana.
I rolled a 15, minus 1, 14.
14. Doesn't seem to be a spell, more of an effect, more of just a. Yeah.
Frayne, I would like to do a history check to see if Frayne recognises this effect, whether she's encountered it before.
You don't need to roll. You
No,
haven't.
I haven't.
No. The closest thing you've seen is Big in combat.
Big.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a usual Feywild's kind of shit. This
isn't even the Northern Isles kind of shit. This is insane.
This is really starting to hit Lehane now.
I grew up in a place where night is eternal and cold and snow is pretty much the norm, and this is beyond that.
Big, give us some insight. What's happening?
I don't know. I can make it cold somehow, but it's bigger than Big.
But where did you learn how to do that?
I just think of home.
And where is home?
It's a very good question. I kind of can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh no, it's not that place.
Yeah. It's the mountain, the Grey Mountain. But I don't. No one taught me.
So you just know it.
I just kind of did it.
Big, you can move normal, yeah? You feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Do me a favour. Run as fast as you can back the way we came.
Right.
Just wait there, and then, yeah. And I'll let you know how. Yeah, I've just got a theory.
Should
Do you want
Lilli get down?
Yeah, put Lily down. Don't take Lily with you.
Okay.
May I, Lilli?
Yeah, go for it. She'll sort of slide down the best of her ability,
slide.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, in my mind, we're still jogging. We're still moving as
Yeah.
fast as we can.
We
So
were.
before Lily's feet touch the ground, Torin will grab her up with one hand to carry on carrying her through them.
Yeah, Lehane's pretty much come to a stop now because he's too cold. And yeah, just go as fast as you can, back the way we came, and I'll shout out to you.
Right.
Don't keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to be.
Well,
within
tell me when to
shouting-
stop.
Don't go back through the gap. Stay this side of the wall, yeah?
Right. And then he just starts like plodding off.
Lehane, are you starting to think that maybe it's coming from Big?
Yeah, I think maybe he's lost control of his influence, and it's affecting everyone around him. So the Hun now wants to see as Big goes chasing off. Are we feeling better?
No, you're not.
Fuck, that didn't work.
Well, no, I thought it was maybe that whatever is in the tree is something to do with where he's from, maybe.
Big, come back, love.
You good?
Yeah.
Come back.
Who is closest to the other side from Big? Like closest to the other side of the ravine?
Probably Torin.
Torin.
Yeah,
Torin.
I've heard Torin, yeah.
Can you roll me a perception, please?
Lilli as well, given that she's.
With Torin, yeah, please do.
Oh, fuck.
Can one of us roll at advantage? Too late now.
Too late now.
Yeah. 10.
Yeah, Torin's got 7.
I mean, I rolled a 2, but 10.
Oh, that's a
That's a Torin roll.
yeah. That's because you've been touched by the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cold.
Yeah.
To be fair, you are tucked
Yeah.
behind a shield.
Yeah.
So he's trying to look over this, and the shield's getting colder and colder because obviously metal takes on.
Well, it's not.
Oh no, metal, it's not.
No, it's not.
Crystal.
Crystal still goes very cold.
It's still a bit nippy.
Yeah.
It's not quite as
It's
bad
cold
as
as
metal.
metal.
though.
Yeah.
Torin take the armour off and it just strips.
Yeah. So Big starts plodding towards you, and so you see like frost just start appearing on the floor.
From him.
No, just in front of Torin and Lilli, and starts building up. Just this huge like block of ice just appears in the ravine. Just and you hear a yelp from Big, and he turns around and goes, right, I think I found it. And you hear this.
Well, that woke up anyone that was falling asleep to the podcast.
Yeah, don't fall asleep on the podcast. I'll make big noises because I'm big now. And you hear these two large footsteps just land, and from the sky rift that has been gradually opening descends this 22, 23 foot frost giant. Just as it lands, the frost just emanates out, creates this pillar in front of you, and Big is between you and it, and this block of ice.
Okay, so you've got the pass,
You've got the pass, you've got frost giant,
frost giant,
Big,
then Big.
then you guys a little bit
Okay.
further on,
Right.
block of ice.
Okay. How far away are we from the frost giant?
From the frost giant, probably 70 feet. Big's probably
Okay.
about 60.
So you were headed away from it,
Yeah,
but now
Big,
it's blocking.
Big is
It's
running.
10 foot in front of us.
Yeah. And in a way that none of you have heard, bar Lehane, you hear a voice from Big. Run! As this huge, just gigantic sword formed of ice just comes falling down, and Big holds his great sword up, and just the floor underneath Big cracks slightly, and a bit of his sword chips. And he's just holding this huge glacial sword above him, and just screams, telling you guys to run. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Thanks, Connor.
Emotionally prepared for this.
He was too stunned to speak.
And on the 8th day,
Well, thank you for joining us for that. That was eventful. There was a treant.
That was good. I liked that. That was the best
yeah.
skill check we've done, I think.
Yeah, agreed. I love
I liked
that.
that.
Backflip kicked a Billister. Medicine some zombies back to life, and they're all mushroomy now. Made some elves shat themselves. So yeah, it's been. Oh, and frost giant, and oh gosh, I can't words. So instead of words, I'm just going to leave you with the wonderful melody of Joy Amy. But whatever you do this week, go out into the world and roll the damn dice. But if you're on Twitch, stay with us because we'll be back shortly.
Torin uses a shield of elves. The bad guys bounce off like elastic. Lehane has missed his calling in, teaching the Feywild's gymnastics. Bad guys, they flee from the zombie army. For Lilli, it's a moral dilemma. If the brown note had had the traditional effect, the party would need an umbrella.
Catch you in a week or soon. Bye.